Good evening. Protesters have promised to make their presence known at the G20 summit in June. We've been reporting on some of the measures police are taking.
And tonight we've learned how some major downtown companies are preparing for the increased security, including the Toronto Stock Exchange. The goal is to keep any disruptions to a minimum. That's going to be difficult given the downtown location of the meetings. And let's face it, the Corps is busy at the best of times. CTV's John Musselman is here with a story now you will only see right here. John?
Well, Ken, some of the big banks aren't exactly keen about talking about this publicly, but we do know there are meetings going on, memos are being sent, and the issues are safety of staff, security of the buildings, but most importantly, making sure business on Bay Street isn't disrupted. Down on Bay Street, time is money and big deals need to get done. But as the G20 summit approaches, banks and financial companies are getting jittery. The people here know that protesters will likely target Canada's financial headquarters.
I have been advised that there can be demonstrations and so forth.
Sources tell CTV News that at least two of the big banks, RBC and Scotia, are considering plans to move day traders to off-site locations during the G20. That includes bond, currency, and stock traders. There's concerns that protesters could block access. The off-site locations to ensure business gets done include buildings in Etobicoke and Mississauga, well clear of Bay and King. Meanwhile, CTV News has learned that employees in the financial district are being asked to book vacation time the week of June 20th.
There are a couple. We got a notice maybe a few days ago saying that, since it's going to be so compromised down here, you might want to not come in.
I'm working.
Would you rather take it off?
Sure.
I'm not too overly concerned about walking around during that time, to be honest. It's not something that's on my mind.
Officials at the TSX say primary trading is already done off-site at an undisclosed location. Still, they know the stock exchange is a symbolic target and security will be tight. We also spoke to a representative with the Canadian Banking Association. He told us that security details are still being worked out with Toronto Police, but he says if protesters move into certain areas, it may mean some branches will have to be shut down temporarily.
So, John, businesses are preparing. What are you hearing about street security?
Well, this is a very big issue. Sources are telling us that in the days leading up to the G20 summit, depending on where these protesters go, you could notice things like mailboxes and newspaper boxes being removed from the street. There's concern that anything that could be used as a weapon or a projectile, that'll be taken off if these protesters move into certain areas.
Thanks, John.
Take care.
Well, these aren't the only measures organizers are taking. You will remember CTV News was first to report a movie studio on Eastern Avenue will be used as a holding center for any protesters arrested during the summit. And there will also be many more eyes on the downtown core during the G20 summit. Toronto Police have hired a local camera company to install extra high-resolution cameras. They won't tell us how many or their exact location, but it's safe to say they will be near the Metro Convention Centre. We will be following this story as the date gets closer. So to recap, prior to the G20 summit, there will be the G8 in Huntsville on June 25th to the 26th. The G20 summit will be in Toronto at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre on June 26th and 27th.